rich guy in the TED Talk talked a lot about this. This specific example, in fact, it matters how prevalent the disease is. If only 1% of all people have it.
So are we sure that that 1% does have it?
Yes, exactly. Okay. So think about it like this. You either have or don't have a disease. There are no other options. But when you go to take a test, they can get it wrong in both cases. You could have it and test negative. You could not have it and test positive. In fact, it happens all the time. So in this particular case, if you tested positive, they would definitely send you for another test. They wouldn't tell you you had it because they know about this false positive idea. So what are the chances if you have it? So present antibodies mean you have it, those of you not familiar with science. And you test positive, 0.9985. And 0.0015. The chances you don't have it and you test positive, 0.006 and 0.994. So the point is, for part B, what are the chances of a positive test? Well, there's two ways to get a positive test. You have the disease and you get a positive test. And that's going to happen 0.01 times 0.9985. Okay? You test positive because you have it. But there's also a possibility that you test positive when you don't have it, and that's going to happen 0.99 times 0.006. And so, if they ask you, what are the chances you get a positive, both of those are positive tests. We're not asking whether or not they actually have it yet. So you add those two together to get the answer for part B, which is 0.015925.
Wait, I missed that.
So the probability of a positive test are both of those. Now, the real kicker is the last question here, which says, what is the probability that a person has the antibody, that a person actually has the disease, given that they tested positive? So what is the probability of disease under the condition of a positive test? What do we do?
Add those two.
We just figured out all the ways you can have a positive test. That's how many ways you can have a positive test. Okay? So we divide by that. Of those, right, we're conditioning on having a positive test. So only looking at the people who test positive, what are the chances that they have the antibody? Of those, 0.009985 made up that segment. And what is that as a proportion? Anybody? Type it in. So in other words, if you test positive, if they tested everybody, this is assuming they tested everybody. If you test positive, there's only a 61% chance you actually have it. Okay? But in the real world, you don't get tested unless you're suspicious that you have it, so that number changes drastically. All right. Thank you for telling me, Julia, we're done. Go ahead and try those two for homework. 83 and 84. Sarah Cavs on whoever said, all right, we're done. Awesome. I'm going down.
Old age does that to you.
Because these two in the front never stop talking.
I mean, you're the one who...
I'm Rita. Hope you're having fun.
Yeah, let's just gang up on you.